Hi, welcome to A1R Radio, Insights into Consciousness with Anna Olsen. I'm here every week, Tuesdays, 1:30 Pacific Standard Time and 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. And I go over different topics in spirituality, readings, and mediumship. And I also will talk about tarot or oracle cards. And I also have a business where I can coach you one-on-one or do readings for you, like energy life path readings, which can give you a lot of direction in your life, or just to give you some clarification or some validation on things that are happening around you that you need some guidance with. I think we all need guidance every once in a while, and actually I think everybody does. And so I'm here for you. I can be reached at AnnaOlsenIntuitive.com. That's my website. There's some contact info there. You can also reach me at Anna Olsen Intuitive on Facebook, and you can get a hold of me with my contact info there. So I just want to reiterate something about my website, that if you try to talk to me in the chat, I usually don't respond because it's kind of like a 24/7 chat, and I'm planning on taking that off of the website. But the best way to get a hold of me is through email, which is through the website under contact information. That's even better than Facebook. That's even better than me on Instagram. I'm under the @Tiny Medium Queendom on Instagram. You can also message me there, and that's one of the other good ways to get a hold of me. If you would like a reading, if you would like to learn how to use your extrasensory abilities for either just your daily life or for your family and friends, it's even a form of entertainment where you can get together with other people. It's not just entertainment, but it's also, you can have parties and you can really just kind of bounce ideas off of other people. And you can get some guidance from each other that way. And I can teach you how to do that, how to do readings, how to identify your extrasensory abilities specifically, and how to use them and how to build on them. It's like a muscle. You have to practice and you have to strengthen it to know how to use it and how to discern from your own thoughts and from your intuition and messages from spirit. So today I'm going to take a couple of callers. I'm going to do a couple of live readings on the air. But before then, I would like to just pull a card for my watchers and listeners right now and see what spirit wants to tell you. I always kind of zone into what spirit wants for me and for others at any given moment. And I like to pass along the message to you because I think sharing is caring, right? We all need to kind of share things sometimes, especially if it's something really good, useful, or helpful. So I just pulled from the Fairy Tarot card deck by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. The illustrations are by Howard David Johnson. I cannot say enough about these cards. They're absolutely beautiful. And I got the Prince of Autumn. The Prince of Autumn is dependable, protective, humorous. And it says at the bottom, cautious but wise action, meticulous attention to detail, kindness to others. So this will depict how we all need to be cautious and wise with our behaviors and with our next steps right now. There are a lot of things going on after the pandemic, a lot of next steps. There are so many things that we need to look at carefully in our lives right now. People are dealing with jobs. People are dealing with what they can do with not just their career, but with their relationships. We've had a lot of endings of relationships during this time after the pandemic, or during the pandemic and after the pandemic. People have kind of gotten on each other's last nerves. There's been a lot of different issues that people have had to deal with. So I want to look at right now being cautious but wise with action and paying meticulous attention to detail. We just came out of a Mercury in retrograde, and I think it's important to make sure that we're very detailed on what we do right now, how we enter in contracts, and what we actually agree to. Is this something we can hold on to long term, such as a career? Are you desperate for a job because you just came out of the pandemic? These are the things to look at. Try to be meticulous about the detail and make sure you know what you're getting into. Don't let anybody take advantage of you, and make sure that there's a clear understanding and you cross all your T's and dot all of your I's, no matter what contract you're entering into. In addition, I think this also includes relationships and how you are relating to others. This is very important right now because our relationships are the most important thing in this life. And so building on that, I think, is really important. So I'd like to take a caller now live on the air. I have Robin in Colusa, California. Hi, Robin.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great, and I'm excited to do a reading for you today.
I'm excited too.
Good. What would you like to focus on, or do you have a question for Spirit that I can answer?
I was just wanting to see if maybe anybody came forward, any of my family members had any messages or anything.
Sure. I'll take a look. I already felt while you were speaking that I had definitely a big energetic surge that goes through the bottoms of my feet into the earth, and I can definitely feel that that's a connection from Spirit. It's very positive, and it's a really great feeling. So the next thing that I do is I just kind of zone in and figure out what this message is from Spirit and how to get in touch. So the first thing that I'm feeling and seeing would be a female coming through. She feels kind of like mother, grandmother. Does this make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's very she seems healthy to me, emotionally, physically. She looks very bright, happy, relaxed. She's very positive. I feel like her attitude is very positive. So if she were ever in a circumstance or a situation, she was always able to really look at the bright side and feel very positive despite the circumstances. Does this make sense to you too?
Yeah.
Okay. Who does this sound like to you?
My grandma.
Okay. She's
she was also,
go ahead.
She was also my mom.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, she's it's interesting because the first thing that she's saying is she knows she did a good job with you, that she gave you everything you needed to have a really wonderful life and to be who you need to be in your relationships. I don't know if I feel like Spirit is telling me that there may have been a question about that.
Mm-hmm.
At some point for you.
Yeah.
And she's just confirming that you have absolutely everything you need to be a wonderful partner in a relationship. You have everything that you need to be a fantastic friend. You even have some great, to me, it feels more like aunt or, like how if you have a friend and they have children and you're a kind of an auntie to them or a second mom.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it feels to me. Do you have children?
I do.
Okay.
A lot.
How many kids do you have?
6.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic because I feel like that is her saying you could even be a great example and a mentor to more than just your 6 children. And that's how far you can spread out in your influence and how you positively affect children. Have you ever worked in a school setting or daycare or something like that where there's a lot of kids?
I haven't. I wanted to, but my career kind of went opposite than kids. Well, I work with elder, so it's kind of almost the same a little bit.
That makes sense. That's probably why I felt it was more like an auntie or like a caretaker or you're helping a friend. That's the feeling that I got. And that's probably because our elders are kind of going back to their childlike state.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she has a lot of these red flowers around her. I don't just see red roses. I see different red flowers.
Okay.
I don't know if that's significant to you, but sometimes it represents red roses can represent Catholicism if somebody was Catholic. The red flowers can represent either it was something at their funeral, or it could be that they loved that color flower, or it could be that they want to communicate with you in synchronicity now to let you know that they're there through that flower, that red flower or rose.
Okay.
So does any of that ring a bell to you? The red rose is the red flower.
Not right now, no, it doesn't. I mean, she loved gardening, so I mean, she loved any flower.
Right. And so then my guess is if you're not making the connection now, you'll make it later when you're not feeling like you're under pressure to remember. And in addition, sometimes it just means that's now how she will communicate with you. So you'll be driving somewhere and you'll see, you know, a bunch of red flowers and you'll think of her, or you'll notice these red flowers blossoming in your yard that were never there before. That's her. Or, you know, somebody gives you red flowers randomly. That's her. These are all the ways that, you know, you'll see your grandmother and basically your mom coming through and communicating with you to let you know she's with you all the time. They're with us all the time. And I really feel like she's sending you so much love and comfort. She's really beautiful. I feel like during life she did kind of have maybe some you know, extra stress for a grandma. You know, she was raising you, and that maybe her health had declined at some point, but right now she's vibrant, beautiful. Her beauty inside has completely overtaken her appearance and her form. So she is just all beautiful. I see long brown hair and a long dress and this beautiful fresh face and a smile. And she's very, very bright.
Awesome.
It's really quite beautiful. Yeah. And I think what she wants you to take with you is that you have done really well with your life. She's proud of you. She sees her legacy in you, and she's with you all the time.
That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you have any questions for your grandma, or do you have any other questions for me?
No, I don't. The message you gave to me was beautiful, and it was enough.
I'm happy to hear that. I'm glad that I could give you the message, and I'm glad that you called in today. I don't think there are any mistakes in life.
Me either.
Well, thanks so much for calling in. Yeah, and if you ever want to continue a reading with me, or if you need anything else, you can always contact me at AnnaOlsenIntuitive.com, or you can reach me on Instagram at TinyMediumQueenZone.
Okay.
Okay, have a great day. Thanks for calling.
You too. Bye.
Okay, bye. So what a wonderful reading that we had for Robin today. I just absolutely love when I meet people's loved ones after they've passed. So it's really, really fun. And it's been really exciting to meet new people. And considering that they're on the other side, it's been a really, really beneficial and rewarding experience for me because they've taught me so much. And so has the family members. The family members have taught me so much about love and connections beyond the grave and how to have connections with others in our relationships during this life. I have another caller on the line. It's Jordan in Kent, England, in the UK. Hi, Jordan.
Hiya.
How are you?
I'm doing okay, as well as I can be. How are you?
Okay. I'm doing fantastic. I'm happy to do a reading for you today.
Thank you.
What can we look at today or focus on?
I'm not quite sure. I've never had a reading done before.
Oh, good. This is exciting. I get to be your first reader?
Yeah.
I feel so honored. Okay. Well, do you want me just to start with a general reading and we can kind of go from there? You can kind of give me a little feedback and tell me what you think your next question may be, or I can just keep giving you more information.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So the first thing that I'm getting for you is a bit of a loneliness. I don't know if maybe there's been an end of a relationship recently, or if there's just some dysfunction in a current relationship romantically. Does that sound like it's ringing a bell?
Not romantically, but in the family, yeah.
Okay. So what's happened in the family?
A massive fallout.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Um,
Thank you.
so it feels to me as kind of a loneliness or an isolation. And the thing that Spirit is telling me is that these things have to happen within family dynamics for people to evolve spiritually and emotionally. So when we have these fallings out with certain people, sometimes that means that you are actually progressing farther emotionally, spiritually, and even sometimes physically past the place where you were when you were in this relationship with this person.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it seems to me like you're growing out of the dysfunction with this person.
Yeah, it was a big, massive fallout, like with past trauma, and it's all in the family. The whole family split.
Sorry to hear that. I think the good news here is that when the truth comes out, or when people begin to really look at topics and be honest and out of denial about certain things in a family, that can actually really help you progress after this initial grief state. So I'm seeing that this grief state will be, a few months long, where you're going to have to process a lot of emotions,
Yeah.
which is certainly difficult. I would never take away the fact that, I'd never want to take away from the fact that this is going to be difficult. However, once this process of you growing out and escaping this old toxicity, you're going to do so much better. You're going to be free of such a heavy burden.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this was a long time coming, meaning this had been going on for a long time and it just wasn't being addressed. Everybody's sticking their head in the sand and pretending they don't see it.
Definitely.
And so I feel like this is going to be the doorway into the new way of life, where you have new people around you. And I actually see this bringing in new relationships for you energetically. So when we kind of drop this old dysfunction with, family, friends, relationships, it felt romantic to me. So I'm not sure if this family dynamic was taking up space for you where you couldn't really get to that romantic relationship that you wanted, either get to the person or have that deep connection with who you're with. But I feel like it was interrupting. Yeah. Okay. So how was that disrupting it? Was it just kind of a dynamic with your husband, or?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So if you can imagine
Sorry,
that
I'm
once
a bit
this,
nervous.
what's that?
I just get a bit nervous.
Okay. Yeah, this is a new door opening to where you will have more emotional freedom and happiness with your current relationship and with the family dynamic. It is going to take some time to get used to, and there is going to be a grief period that needs to pass. But once that passes, you're going to be so much happier. So I want to see you come out of this as soon as possible, so that you can be free emotionally from this finally, because I feel like this has been going on for so long that it'll be such a relief. So the sooner you can really realize that and look at this as something positive for you. It's not as though, oh, the whole family is destroyed or distraught. I know there's this grieving period, but I think it's better to look at it as, this is our immense growing potential here. This is a potential for immense growth. Mm-hmm. And that's where you're going with this. I see you in, a year and a half or so being in a completely different place, where you're happier, you understand more. I see you laughing and playing with family, with children, with your significant other, with friends, and you're going to now be more available emotionally for these really positive new relationships that will come into your life, like maybe with friends. And I feel like the pandemic had something to do with this. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I lost my business through the pandemic.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So Spirit is saying, try not to worry too much that this will birth a brand new chapter. Like it has for so many. Yeah. Try to view this with new eyes, kind of the rose-colored lenses where you can spin the positive on it. So where there's doors that are closing, there's new doors opening. Where there is grief, there will be a newfound joy. Where there is family issues, there will be a new family dynamic that is much better and happier than the old family dynamic that will come of this.
Yeah. I hope so.
Yes, I can see it clearly, and Spirit is confirming that you don't need to blame yourself. Were you blaming yourself for something?
Yeah. All of it.
Oh, yeah, no, this isn't your fault. I just feel like you're being blamed because it's convenient. You're even blaming yourself. It's not about you. This is a whole dynamic of an entire family unit, and it has been going on since the beginning. And you are not to blame for this. That you have had every right to how you felt, and you've had every right to how you've responded.
Yeah.
So the next chapter is going to look fun, beautiful, and exciting. Not to worry, it will work out. Keep listening to your intuition. Keep listening to how you feel at any given moment. Trust your gut. Make sure that you know that you can trust yourself.
Yeah, I can.
And I feel like you know how to I feel like you've really learned to balance with very strong personalities. You know how to tame a lion, and you also know how to be meek when you need to time it perfectly, to deal with very strong personalities. Yeah. It seems like you have a lot of very strong personalities in your family.
Yeah, we do.
And what Spirit is showing me is that this is part of your training where you know how to tame the lion, you know how to deal with people with impossible personalities or difficult personalities. And what this will do later on for you is give you this amazing skill set that otherwise you wouldn't have had, that other people wish they had. And the amount of strength that's coming from all of this work emotionally for you, it's going to pay off substantially later on. And you'll be able to see it within that year and a half is what I'm seeing.
I hope so. I hope it's only a year and a half because I'm going through a bit of depression at the moment.
I could see that. It's that lonely, empty feeling. And I just want to make sure that you know that there is going to be an end to that. There's going to be a lot of processing that you have to do, and really to work with yourself on convincing yourself that you're not to blame for all of this, that there are a lot of people who are responsible in the mix. It's not just you. You're not the only person in a family. That's impossible, because a family is 2 or more, 3 or more, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. It's not just one person. There's a lot of people that come into play in a family unit, and they all have responsibilities together.
Yeah, I agree.
And to remember that. I want you to get out of the cyclical thought process. You're welcome. Out of the cyclical thought process. This isn't about you. This isn't about blaming you. This is about you being blamed for other people's behavior for a very long time. And for you to say, I'm going to put up a boundary here and not accept the blame for everything. That's impossible. There's no way this could all be your fault, all your fault and all of your responsibility.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Well, so good luck with everything. If you do want to reach me, you can reach me at AnnaOlsenIntuitive.com. If you'd like to continue your reading, I'm all out of time, but I wish you the best, and I really hope that you come out of this very soon. You're welcome. Have a wonderful day.
And you. Bye-bye. Bye.
So with her reading, I definitely felt that heaviness and that depression at the beginning. And I'm just, I'm also sending her love and light. So part of my readings are that I bless the people, and I send them some really healing energy when I do readings for them. I make sure that I think about what's best for them. And I also create a conduit between heaven and earth that will also benefit me and anybody else that I come across that day. And that just gives you a little insight into how much power we each have over ourselves and the people that we come across. But I'm so happy that I was able to do these readings today. I enjoy doing this. I am happy to do this for you. I can teach you anything from Reiki to how to practice your own extrasensory abilities. I even just do life path coaching where I can teach you all sorts of different tricks and trades into emotional intelligence and reaching your goals. I can also help you with law of attraction, manifestation. I do medium psychic readings, and I also do readings for your energy life path. Please get a hold of me at AnnaOlsenIntuitive.com, and I will see you next week, Tuesday, 1:30 Pacific Standard Time, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Have a great week.